Good evening, you guys. Hello, hello. Welcome to this week's podcast. I made a promise to you guys last week that I was going to be hosting this week's podcast for my birthday as per Jason's request. So here I am making that promise come true. Welcome, guys, to the podcast to One Thing's for Sure,
Two Things for Certain.
First of all, I want to give a big thank you, shout out to Jason for letting me host this week's podcast. And also want to thank everybody that's here today with us. Thank you for being here and for joining us. This is going to be a very fun podcast. I hope you guys enjoy it. It's going to be like November's podcast. Like we're going to have a little drinking game. But first I want to ask you guys how your week was. Jason, how was your weekend?
Well, you know, it's your gearhead, Mr. Logic himself. And this weekend has been fucking crazy with the holiday season and everything, yo. Everybody last minute shopping and whatnot. And as you guys know, I work retail. But other than that, man, it's been chill for the most part. Like, even though it doesn't kind of feel like the holiday season, actually, I can say I've been chill, yo. You know, I got family in town and whatnot, so I'm looking forward actually to link up and vibe and whatnot. If work could actually just kind of lighten up so I could actually chill. But other than that, I've been having a good week.
I feel you. And also I want to welcome a guest. We have Sylvester here. Thank you for joining us this week. Sylvester.
Thank you. What's up, guys?
How was your week and your weekend?
Man, I can't complain. It's been a good week. Closed 2 deals for the business. So I have my own shop and God is good. Money's coming in on time. And I definitely feel you, Jay, you know, hopefully trying to connect with some family, spend some time on the things that are important. But thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Sir Zanu.
It's your boy Sir Zan. You already know what it is. Find me on Instagram.
Damn, nigga.
I am incredibly sore. Got back in the gym after like 2 months hiatus with your boy, the gearhead himself, Logic. And you know, we went toe for toe, blow for blow. You know what I'm saying? Picked up and put it down. You know, you feel me? And I'm not.
Show them guns, dog. Show them guns. Nah. Guns, dog.
Let them know.
Show them guns, dog. You see that right there? You see that right there? Go ahead, man. Show them up, dog.
I am incredibly sore. I popped like 800 milligram ibuprofens. Hopefully they kick in soon. And that's a bad thing also because we're going to be drinking tonight. I'm sorry, I fucking broke it. You already said it. I'm sorry. And once again, if you're tuning in, just make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and hit the bell notifications, bell icon for the notifications. And we really support you guys. We're thankful. I only had a sip. I'm crazy. We really support you guys for coming in tonight, and we are going to have a great cast. So take it away, Nat.
Hold on, before then, I just want to basically give a shout out. You know, T's not here with us. She's doing a lot better. So if you're seeing this, mama, just know that we love you. We're here in support. Hopefully that you get better soon. And before we let Nate take off, let's just do a quick toast to the good life. Lewis, get in on this, man.
How about
it's been a long week. Cheers. And we're here vibing.
How about we do a toast to the audio not sounding like shit anymore?
Oh my God. Who was to blame for that?
That was your boy Sir Zaniel. You already know what it is.
You gotta drink a little bit.
So funny.
I gotta call Nate out. I didn't see you sip.
No, I am not, guys. I have been a little sick this week. No, I can't. I took some medicine and I should not be mixing it with alcohol. It's okay. I'm gonna be.
I mean, right after I said I just popped 3 800 milligram.
That is the difference between me and Ben.
Smell it. Trust
me.
I think
you already know
like
what it is.
Just a small sip.
Oh.
He is peer pressuring her.
There's a small sip.
Oh my goodness.
Use the water, you guys. It's okay.
Do it.
There you go. All right, that's what we talking about.
Put some hair on your chest.
Or nipples.
Team player.
All right, Nate, take us away.
I have one particularly long one on mine.
Oh my God.
Particularly long, so relatively, I don't have much hair on mine.
You measured it?
Yeah, you know, the iPhone, it's really useful. It has like the measuring thing where you can like set a point and then you move it like that, like a centimeter and a half, maybe.
Anyways, for the first question, I think Jason is gonna love and going ham on this.
Let's explain the rules to the game before we hop right into it. Raw dog, you know. I mean, we are dogs out here, but you know, you gotta
drink
them up.
That's the only rule.
Oh,
no thinking, only drinking.
Dominatrix, yo. She didn't give you a choice. She's like, you gonna do as I say.
No thinking, only
no
drinking.
rules. Anyways, the first question Drink if you've ever gone on a date with no intention of paying.
I'm always paying for the date, so it kind of.
Yeah.
No,
Well-
every date I've been on, I paid, and I believe I've only ever been on one date where we went Dutch.
When Dutch.
Yeah, split it.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
That's that
Okay.
terminology. I gotta catch
So-
up to.
It's okay. I didn't even know that terminology.
Nate,
Thanks.
Okay, we were talking about this earlier, and you swear that I have been on a date and had no intention of paying. Mind you, I'm a modern woman, and I am all for going halvesies.
Oh, okay.
halvesies.
wow.
yeah,
Halvesies.
or paying the entire bill.
So
Okay,
Yes,
wait,
queen.
let me
Yes.
have a clap to that.
Yes.
Okay.
let me actually tell you a story. Okay, so this was a few months ago when I was single, and I went on a Hinge date with this guy. Now, no shade, I have no problem with paying the entire bill, but this was our very first date, and we
How long had you been talking on Hinge?
for like a week.
is that why you telling me to get on Hinge?
No, I mean you can go on
Hinge.
Hinge if you want to, or Tinder or
Hinge
whatever.
Is cringe. Don't forget that.
Whatever. It was my first time on the app, so whatever. And whatever, we go out for drinks, and I pay for both of our drinks. Yeah.
So walk me
Mm.
through it. Like you said, hey, I got it.
Oh, okay. So we both say what we want to the bartender,
Mhm.
and she's like, okay, cool, this is your total. And so for that split second,
You-
I did not see him hesitate. So I went in and I'm like, okay, like I got it, and I put my card out. And it only took a split second. Not it didn't bother me. I was like, oh, I
Is
don't
it
care.
because
Like,
you liked
Wait,
them, or
you-
you were trying to impress them, or you just did it just off
Out of the
GP?
kindness of your heart.
Okay, so me personally, I'm a bit of an anxious person. So I knew that if I would have like not hesitated at all, I'm like expecting him to pay, it definitely would have made things awkward, and I hate awkward situations.
No,
So that's why I waited a second to see if he was gonna make a move, and if I saw that he didn't, then I would definitely like pay for
So
it.
the thing with that, in my honest opinion, that's the wrong way to go about it. Look, even though I am a modern man,
That's your opinion, by the way.
this is strictly my opinion. Even though I am a modern man, I think that who asked who out on the date?
It's mutual.
Oh,
no?
that's a good question.
No, if it's mutual, that's one thing. But
Hmm.
it could initially end up being mutual, but someone
think he
had to get
did.
the ball rolling.
I'm pretty
right?
sure he did.
And if you
Mm.
invite someone out, you are paying. That's
Mhm.
just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. At least in my mind.
Right. I mean, who knows? Maybe I acted too quickly. Maybe he did want to pay. I don't know because I didn't ask him. Mind you, like I said, I was just anxious. I don't want to make things awkward. I know the stigma between like, oh, women don't ever pay. So I was like, you know what?
Let me
I'm not
change
like
that
most
up.
women, so I don't really mind I paying for it. But then towards the end of the night, we went to like get food. Went to McDonald's. I love McDonald's when I'm like a little drunk. I love it. Don't judge me. But that at the time they didn't take a card. They only took cash, and I don't carry cash with me. And I'm like, oh, no. And then I asked him, I'm like, do you have cash? Like I can pay you back, whatever.
You had to ask him.
And-
He should have offered.
He
Should've
did, and
offered.
I'm pretty sure I asked, and he was like, yeah, I think I have cash. I don't know. I think the vibe was a little like he was nice about it, but it wasn't like
Did he seem like, oh, that's some bullshit?
He
I
sound-
it
he sound
kind
like-
of
he sound
felt
like a
like
hoe.
it.
He
That's
sound
what-
like a hoe. He
But
But,
sound
then
like a hoe.
but you know what? You know the funny thing? Literally, he ghosted me the next day.
That's how it
You
goes.
got ghosted
I got
after paying for
ghosted.
the drink. He probably
Yeah.
was like, "Yo, this girl's too thirsty."
No, yeah, honest, I'd ghost Nate too. Not gonna lie. You know,
I
Why?
ghost Ben too. I don't give a fuck.
Ooh, what happened? Ooh, wait.
oh, I got
Yeah,
ghosted.
thank God we're in our age, dog.
Nate
You know
ghosted
what?
me.
I'm toasted that way, yo, for real, dog.
What are we
Boo-hoo,
toasting
Ben
to?
ghosted me.
Yeah,
Being our age, because we ain't got to deal with that
I
shit.
fucks with it.
But you know what? It all turned out for the best. That guy ghosted
No,
me.
you know what? I
Mhm.
appreciate you hearing those stories because there's a lot of men that struggle in the dating scene. And so hearing a woman's perspective struggle in the dating scene, it's like, oh, okay. It's not just dudes that are having a hard
Gives
time.
you hope.
Yeah, women are having a hard time too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a big proponent, and this is gonna rub some people off the wrong way. But as a man, if your paper's not right, you shouldn't even be talking to girls right now.
I feel that.
Like you got to
Real
handle your
shit.
business.
I feel that.
Well, I always feel like being traditional myself, I'll pay for the meal. And because I'm a big foodie, I think it's just the reaction that would fuck me up in the sense like if I'm paying for the food, don't get cocky on me. Be humble about it. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like, don't be like, oh, so let me get the dessert. And matter of fact, add some whipped cream on that. It's like, God, you know, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have some kind of, you know.
I think too, as men, you gotta, us men, we have to be careful that we're not being taken advantage of. I'll give you an example. I was talking to a girl once, really nice girl. She was like, "Hey, I'm in South Beach. Come pick me up.
Okay.
We're gonna go hang out." And out of nowhere, as I'm picking her up, she's like, "My friend is tagging along."
Nah.
Exactly. I didn't think that was cool. I was just like, whatever. All right, she'll tag along. And then the friend started telling her, like, I'm hungry. I'm hungry. So we had to literally like go to a restaurant just for her. Like her friend literally hijacked the date.
Damn, that's so, bro.
No.
That's
You are
literally
better man than me.
That is literally a
You
horror
are
story.
a better
Dude.
man than me. I am not.
No,
I don't give
But
a-
here's the thing. Here's the thing. I can see where he's coming from because, and this is how I view it. Because if I were in
Hold
the
on.
exact,
Ray goes, I wouldn't ghost her. That's the type of shit I like.
Damn, Ray de la Gente. If you guys were watching the stream last time, you will know that Ray, El Rey de la Serva, was on stream last time, and I guess he got a little liking for Ney. You know, it is what it is. You know,
He's like, yeah, that's
It's
the
those
girl I
eyes.
want.
You guys are
That's
so
the girl I
silly.
need.
so I can see where Sylvester is coming from because I can see like this. If I were in that same situation, I would be I'd be kind of put off by it, but to keep goodwill and to keep like the vibe right, so to speak, I would just be like, all right, let's just go to the restaurant if this girl wants to eat because it like imagine I get where Jason's already making a face. I can already see where he's going with this, but like if like you really like this girl or not even really like this girl, but if you're just like trying to have a good time, it seems kind of a word that means it doesn't matter as much. I can't think of it right now. Irrelevant. Yeah. It seems kind of irrelevant to like stop the whole date there. Bitch, go get your own food, right? Like,
but I wouldn't be like that. My thing is, here's the thing, right? If I ask Shorty out on a date and you're bringing your friend, I'm gonna cancel the date because, and some might find this misogynistic. If I take a Shorty on a date, I don't expect nothing from her after that date. I really don't.
Yeah.
But understand, I'm paying for your time.
Yeah.
And as I'm paying for your time, I'm paying for your time to get to know you, not your friend.
Yeah.
And the thing is, a lot of women, I brought a friend as safety. If you brought a friend as safety, then why'd you even go? If you don't even feel that you could be comfortable with me like that, save yourself the embarrassment and stay by yourself.
That's valid, but
I feel that's disrespectful.
In instances like that, it's a judgment call. Honestly, it really
Right.
is. It's a judgment call. It's like, damn, do I really want to deal with this? And then you do, and then what happens after that point,
But that's like so easy for men to say, like, about what you just said, Jason, because a lot of women who are new to the dating scene or just had bad experiences with dating in general, they feel the need to bring that safety
They don't
because
know any
like
better.
they don't know. It's scary to be a woman because if you're dating a man that you don't know, who's to say that he's not dangerous? Like, we don't know. We've only talked to you for what, like a week or two before actually meeting
No,
you.
but I get that. But my thing is,
But obviously, it's how you go about it. Like, obviously, don't invite your friend on the date, but like she can come. You can't know that she's there.
No,
if you want to do like some secret SOCOM,
yeah,
shit,
like
I'm
I'd be
cool
like,
with that.
like what?
Secret SOCOM shit.
I guess
Yeah.
the logical way of putting it, right, is if you invite a girl out on a date, right, and she says she's gonna bring a friend, the logical thing to do, the most respectful thing to do, is be like, okay, she can come along, but if we go to somewhere where it's a sit down type of deal, she's gonna have to sit like somewhere else, and she can't really be a part of the conversation. Yeah,
because again, I'm paying for your time. I want to get to know you.
Or-
I don't want to get to know your friend.
or you could ask, oh,
'Cause
is
then-
your friend gonna have someone there to keep her company?
Yeah,
you
'cause
know?
then it's like why do men not want to go on third wheels? Because we understand we don't want to fuck up the balance. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's the same thing with women. I just feel like I had recently saw a video where Shorty had gone out to eat with Buddy, and she's like, "Oh, can we get 2 steaks to go?" And I'm like watching the video, and her reasoning was, "Oh, because he made her wait."
Oh yeah,
And here's where I have such a bad taste in my mouth for that. If you're so strongly profound and your thought process stays on that, then why'd you even go out?
yeah.
What you're showing your ass, because you're showing, number one, that you're broke as hell. those are not his responsibility. And that's what scares a lot of men, because it's like, yo, I'm getting to know you, and you're literally throwing this on my lap to make me responsible for kids that don't belong to me.
So the backstory behind the video that Jay was talking about was a woman went on a date with a man, and she was a single mother, and the man had her waiting there for about like an hour and a half or so. And towards the end of the date, she ordered the extra steaks because
well, he sent it back.
Oh yeah, but she ordered the extra steaks because her reasoning was, you made me wait, so you're gonna feed my kids. And so the guy clearly, obviously, was up in arms about it, and that's where like the whole debacle started.
I would have been, and he was still kind, because he's like, yo, I'm paying for my meal and your meal, and that's it. And you got to respect that.
Yeah.
If you're not feeling it, just don't go out with him again. But a shorty like that, she'll go back out with him again because
she wants something.
If she wants something, and she honestly has no better selection.
Here's my advice to women. If you're nervous about going on a first date with a guy, just literally communicate with the man and tell him, listen, it's my first time meeting you. I don't typically meet men that I don't know all the time. Can we meet up at a Starbucks in a public space? I just want to make sure like that. You can make sure I'm not crazy, and I can make sure you're not crazy. And then we'll have an hour conversation. And then if it goes well, we can plan a second.
My thing
and
with
if
that
he's
is
not crazy, then he'll agree.
Yeah,
my thing with that is that people who have this have the sense of mind to act, go along that kind of reasoning when talking to somebody, they're few and far between, because people don't usually talk that kind of real when they just start talking to someone, because they want to keep the vibe light, or like they want to keep it light, because and this is just my own kind of reasoning behind it. Anyone debate me or correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the only kind of people who would have that line of dialogue with someone they just met either is someone who has been burned before, or someone
using you,
or someone that's incredibly emotionally intelligent. And there are emotionally intelligent people, but to that level to where someone just met, they like this person, they want that person to like them, to say, hey, look, I don't know if you're crazy. I want to prove I'm not crazy. Let's meet somewhere public and we'll go from there.
I'll do you one better. If that's how you feel, take your own car.
No, definitely.
And then for the women, in case you guys don't know, if you guys are ever on a date and you don't trust an individual, wherever you are, say you feel like he's a creep or like obsessive and whatnot, you could ask the bar. If you're at the bar, ask for an angel shot, or you know what I'm saying? If you have a waitress, ask for an angel drink, and that's code for like, get me out of here.
Yeah,
that's just something for you guys to know.
Be wary with that, because it's one thing if you think this guy's a creep, and it's another thing if you think that you're in actual danger. I would say the angel shots are reserved for actual danger.
Yeah, I do. There's like angel shot, and then angel shot neat, and then on the rocks, and each of those signifies have different, like, oh, walk me to my car, call the police, or call me an Uber. But definitely Google which one is which, because I definitely forgot which one.
Yeah, because
is
this guy could just be like a weirdo, right? But no danger to you.
This girl could be a weirdo.
This girl could just be a weirdo, and you ask for it, and then the cops are there. So be wary.
So be wary of what you order.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Oh yeah,
be wary.
Anyways, let's move on to the second question of our game. All right, so the second question is: drink if you've ever pretended to get a call/text to get out of a date.
Oh wow!
Do tell, Jason. Do tell.
So, you guys already know I'm picky as hell, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So sometimes,
especially with feet.
Oh, especially.
Jesus is a great man.
and booty holes.
And booty holes.
Damn, yo. You see, I knew this was gonna happen, yo. They coming from my throat.
They're coming at you, bro. Coming at the king.
I have done it, because here's the thing, man. Time is the only thing I'm not gonna get back. And I have honestly gone on a date with some corny ass girls.
Facts.
Like corn balls.
So this is gonna sound misogynistic as all hell. And I I'm sorry for who it offends, but suck your mother. But you may not believe me, but a lot of, and I'm not going to say most or all, but I'm going to say a lot, right? Where enough to where it, it's cause for concern. A lot of beautiful women are corny as all hell, bro.
Not all, but the majority.
Like I said, not most, not all, but a lot, which means enough to where it causes concern, where you can see a pattern.
Not in a bad way.
No,
in a bad way. In a bad way.
Yo,
I'll admit I'm kind of
going
corny
on dates, and like it's okay to talk about yourself, but when you're infatuated with yourself and you're just like,
Oh, I mean, that's different.
and you're just like,
but you know what, girls, it's okay to be a little corny. It takes a right man to love how corny you are.
No, I mean,
You're
look,
right.
being corny is like a cornerstone of having a well-rounded relationship, right? Like, or like saying corny things sometimes. It's like in a state of sometimes being corny. That's okay. But like when you know what I mean? When like,
Yeah, I get you.
when you can just categorize someone as corny, like fucking Drake. I don't know the guy or whatever, but
corny.
right, I feel like most people can categorize the guy as corny, right?
He's a cornball.
Because I don't know him personally, but as he portrays himself to a media,
what
fucking
he
cornball.
shows us.
Yeah, what he shows us,
Yeah.
cornball.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I
to
think for me when I think about the word corny, and I think what you're trying to say is a woman that's unpleasant.
Yes.
So you're with her, and it's okay if she's into like pets and dogs, and like, oh, they're so cute. Okay, whatever. But it's one of those things where it's like, dude, I'm talking to you, and all you care about is taking 100 selfies.
Yeah.
Or I'm telling you about my life experiences, and I can tell you're not listening.
You're just
and
dismissive.
You just care about what you're gonna eat.
Oh,
Like that's whack.
Yeah.
One thing
Oh,
that-
okay, then
yeah,
that's
like-
different. Because I'm thinking of something else.
Like
No,
one
not
thing that
lame,
makes like
right?
in my situation, like with the chick, is like when I ask you about yourself and you can't even give me a detailed explanation of who you are, that's a major turnoff. Like, what makes you excited? What keeps you ticking? What's your motivation? Like, where do you see yourself? And it's always comparison or somebody else. And I was like, I'm not asking about somebody else. I'm asking about you. And once we go in that direction, I'm no longer interested. I don't care how beautiful you are.
Want to know?
Like, that's it.
A sign that that you know that someone's gonna say the most retarded thing you've ever heard to them. Watch. Let me just scenario. Jason, ask me a question. Like if I'm a beautiful woman, we're on a date. Ask me a question.
Okay, so how's your day going?
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. Yeah.
And not just not like no you know, like
Yeah, or like, so you excited to eat? What are you thinking of ordering?
I don't know.
And that's another thing. If I take you out on a date and we're at a nice restaurant and you ordering chicken fingers, that's an L.
No, it's
That's
not, dude. Picky
that's a
eaters
L.
unite. I love Raising Cane's.
No,
all right?
no.
It is the
Oh my
restaurant
God,
for
Raising
picky
Cane is
eaters.
gas.
Raising
No, it's
Cane's
not, bro.
for
That
picky
shit's
eaters.
overrated.
No, it's bro.
Coleslaw, bro.
Chicken, or more chicken.
You're showing your skin color.
And you know
right
what? Chicken.
Chicken.
Nah, man. 'Cause
Let's
the
go.
thing is, it's like, yo,
protein.
we
And
go
the
out,
bread.
like,
the
all right,
bread.
so if I take you out to eat and you're ordering chicken fingers, it bothers me because you're playing it safe. Because then what ends up happening, you order chicken fingers, I'm like, oh man, that looks good of what you ate. I'm not gonna offer you. I'm not gonna
So
let
you
you
got-
taste
you
off
got-
my plate.
yeah, that's the wrong one, 'cause if I order
Nah,
chicken
I'm not
fingers,
sharing my food.
I order chicken fingers. I see what you look eating, even if it looks good. In my mind, it's like, oh, it might be good, but these chicken fingers are delicious.
You're a guy.
True.
See, for me, a sign of a good date is like, all right, we like two different things on the menu.
Mhm.
Let's order two things and then let's share. Let's go.
Yes, that's what I do. That's what I do. Oh my god. Okay. No,
saying,
listen. Sylvester has a lot of points.
She
Okay.
did the happy
listen.
dance. She did the
no,
happy
y'all
food dance.
Listen, Jason, listen, Jason,
not
listen.
doing that.
Listen, Jason, listen. Okay, so my man and I, we went to this new ramen place, and it's called Ichimi, and it's gas. I mean, I love ramen, but also love rice bowls. And so I've been going to this place for a hot minute now, and I've only had the ramen bowls. And so I took him, and I'm like, damn, he wanted to get the rice bowl. And I'm like, you know what? I've never had it, but it sounds gas. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get the ramen bowl and you get the rice bowl, and we can just switch because he's never been there. So I want him to have both. So you know what?
No, but what?
Eating halfway, we're like, okay, we switched bowls and we're eating. I'm like, yo, this rice bowl is gas.
But what you're
But you're-
explaining
but you're
is
in a
the
relationship.
Yes, is the
You're in a
perfect
relationship.
dichotomy
But
between
you know
partners who have the
how good
established
it would,
relationship.
but
You
you know
know?
how good it would be if you're like on a first date with someone and you establish, hey,
No, but
I'm a
like-
food eater. Do you want to switch?
No.
No, hold on.
What do you
Jason,
mean,
hold on.
no?
Because I agree with you.
Boo you.
That's fun and dynamic. If I went on a date with a chick, let me say a nice young lady. If I went on a date with a nice young lady,
And she
or a dude.
suggested that.
yeah,
A what?
if it looks like a woman, no, let me stop.
Oh my God.
But if I went on a date with a nice young lady, and she was like, what, not per se bubbly, because I kind of despise bubbly,
I
but
hate bubbly.
but she was like dynamic. She's like, hey, look, I'm a foodie. We're gonna be eating from each other's plate. I'd be like, you know what? I fucks with that because she's just telling me like it is, and well, she's cute. So,
That sounds
let's
like
keep
a
it
simp.
rolling. That's not simp.
That sounds like
That's
simping.
not simp,
And then
bro.
at the
It's not.
And hold your ground. Hold your ground.
But you know what?
Not
At
for
the
your
Do
end,
not share your food.
what if she orders something
No,
that she
that's-
likes?
That's
but
gluttony.
but it's not a heavy eater because like some women can't finish like the plate of food, so she's like, hey, do you want my leftovers?
I love that.
I always give my man my leftovers.
yeah,
always.
Definitely.
Okay,
She wants to see
again,
me eat.
relationship. You're doing your job as a good girl.
I know.
No,
If
but
you want to sample food, we can go to Costco.
But I just
You're not
mean-
gonna sample my
because
food.
Jay is an outlier. The rule does not, the
It's all
exception
good.
does not create the rule. He is an outlier.
Yeah.
All right. That's what you are. I'm
But
sorry.
But I
You're
just
a
mean if you were
unicorn.
on a date and she wanted to give you her leftovers because she knew she wasn't going to eat them later, would you
That's
take them?
different. Yeah, I'll take them if she's not going to eat them. But I'm not going to be like, oh, let me try this. Oh my god, that's so good. Eat your fucking chicken.
No,
fingers.
it's one
Bro.
thing. It's one thing if you didn't talk about it beforehand and you get your food and she's like, oh yeah, let me try it. But what I'm saying is, if beforehand, before you order, she's like, oh, all this stuff looks good, let's just like try each other's meals because I'm gonna get this because I think this is good.
Yeah.
But like, what if
I'm
you
not doing that on a first date.
Bro,
you see, that's a red
yeah.
flag. Off the bat,
That's a
I'd be
red
like,
flag.
You're the red flag.
I'm
Yes.
the red
You're the red
flag.
flag. Yes.
Hey, call a spade a spade.
because food is my love language, and if you're being very stingy about like, no, this is my food and that's your food and it's not, I'd be like,
Because like, bro,
It's not
imagine
being
what do you
stingy,
mean?
no, bro,
Why
imagine how
not?
fucked
But
up on a date it would be if she's like, if she says that she's being all bouncy and dynamic, you're like, nah, girl, you eat your shit, I eat mine.
You wanted to get chicken fingers. You should have got what
First,
you were
that's-
curious
Bro, you
about.
keep pointing it to the picky eater. We're
Yes,
talking about
a
It's not no, but I'm
foodie.
not saying it's picky either. What I'm saying is a lot of women, what they do when they see the menu, they want to play it safe. They go with something they truly don't want. I say, yo, this is a risk. You're on a date already. You don't know me. We're up in the moment.
So then you
Let's
don't
make
think
it interesting.
you
Get
don't think
something that
as a, you don't think as a man they should be like, you should be like, hey, oh nah, don't get the chicken finger. You should try this. I promise you, it's fire.
I could do that, and if you still get the chicken fingers, I'm not feeling bad for you.
Then that's fair. That's fair. You gotta set up the circumstances.
Listen, we
That's
have
fair.
to understand. Jay
Yeah.
just has what they call healthy boundaries.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. It is a healthy boundary.
He's
That's the one, yeah.
establishing, the law, the frame.
okay, Jason,
frame.
I guess you're right.
I mean that's
It's
fair. I
not being
guess.
right. It's just that's just how I am, yo.
No,
That's cool,
It's
that's cool.
fair, I
But
suppose.
here's the question, because the question was, have you ever texted anybody and you were like, to get out
Yeah,
of
of
date?
course. I
So
done
what
it.
did you do? Did you tell your boy like,
yeah.
bro, get me out of here? Red alert. What how's it go?
The way it go, well, there's certain ways you can go about it, and I'm not proud about it.
Free
but
game.
There's certain ways you can have your boy call you, and they're gonna peep the bullshit. Like if you say, "Oh, it's an emergency, I gotta go," like no, you don't end the date like that.
Yeah.
I mean, be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, yo. I just got a text message, and I realized I got some things to do. I do apologize for the inconvenience. Let's regroup." You know what I'm saying? You just end it right there
Yeah.
because there's no value there. Like once you see
Yeah.
that there's no value, you're no longer interested. So why am I gonna waste your time, especially
Yeah.
waste my time?
That was
When you
definitely
do it.
very like, I mean not professional because it's not businessy, but it was very like a very nice
To
you
not
know,
hurt their
Yeah.
to
feelings.
not- no, but I
Alright.
definitely do. I like. There's a high chance that she may have caught on the hint. Like,
All right,
Mhm.
fellas. So I'm gonna little scenario. This is how we're gonna do it. We're on the date. We're talking. This is how you're supposed to do it, right?
According to Ben,
you're
this is how you're
supposed to-
supposed to do it.
Always have your phone facing upwards because facing downwards is a red flag to women for whatever reason. But I can see it because
Really?
you want to keep your stuff private for whatever. That means you have things to hide. Keep your phone facing upwards, right?
Okay.
And so you're talking to her, and then you see your phone goes off. You look over, and you have to. You can't just immediately get it. You have to, you look at it and go, right? The face of concern.
oh yeah,
And then
and I'm like,
Nah,
And you're
you're
like-
you're messing up already.
no, you're not,
no,
bro. The
no.
face of concern. You have to watch.
can't
the
do
time
that
to
right
keep-
He
away.
picks it- he
What's the
picks
play?
it.
No, like
You gotta let the
I'm not-
person call multiple
No, but
times, and you gotta
listen.
keep ignoring it,
No,
to
but
use like,
Listen
okay,
to what
I
I'm
gotta
saying.
get this.
It's one thing for a text, another thing for a call. If it's a call, then you ignore it because you're on a date. But if you get the
Oh,
text
yeah.
and if you have it, because you can set it for, I think on Apple and Android, you can set it for where you can read the text from the lock screen, or it's just like private
Oh, yeah.
notification, right? I have it so where I can read it from the lock screen. So I don't like unlocking my phone and look at shit. So it's gonna go off. I'm gonna see it, right? Face of concern, pick it up, start going through it, and what you either do is then talk to her and tell her, hey, look, I gotta go. Something's happening, or you can go through it, start texting, and then call. You're like, oh, I'm so sorry, excuse me, and then call, and then you're like, yo, what's going on, yada yada, and you're like, damn, look, I'm so sorry.
You know what?
And
As I gotten older, I think I'm at the point like if I were to go a date now and that happened, I would just honestly tell the person, look, I'm not feeling this.
That's
what I'm
fine.
saying,
That's
like,
fair.
Straight
No,
up,
that's
like
fair.
that's where I'm at right now.
That's valid. That's
when
valid.
I was younger, I did, you know, but now it's like, you know what, this is boring. This is not working. I'm sorry for wasting your time.
I think
I'm not
people
interested.
definitely do what like Ben did to like spare people's feelings.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's like it's funny because like, and I love hearing your take, and it just shows different mindsets because we're trying to get to the same destination just in different manners. So
Yeah.
my thing is, I flip the phone upside down because I feel like I'm telling the person I'm interested in getting to know you, and I'm not gonna be distracted by this object that usually.
I feel that. Yeah.
Right.
Maybe that's giving the person too much power. You got to talk to
Nah,
the
that's grown man
psychologist.
status.
I mean, because
yeah.
if you have the phone facing upwards and the entire day it does not go off, that just also goes to show, oh wow, like his phone didn't go off, like, you know,
Does
This
he have
man
a
got-
light?
that says
this man got
something.
nothing
That's a
going
green
on.
flag.
Yeah.
And that also says something.
The other thing too is, man, my experience when I'm trying to get out of a bad date, usually when I go on a date, I really try to ask questions and listen to the person and
Yeah.
get to know the person.
Mm.
Based on what they're telling me, I can already tell if they're a fit for me or not.
Yeah.
Mhm.
A lot of times they can't tell if I'm a fit for them because I'm listening more than what I talk.
Yeah.
Mm.
But if we see that we don't align on political views,
Mm.
we don't align on religious views, we don't align on intergender views, we don't align, like, I mean, there's so many things that
Yeah.
are like, you're like, okay, this is important. I just tell them, like, I just don't think you're going to be into me.
I feel that.
Ooh.
I think that's the most respectful
Oh,
thing.
I
think
like
that's the most
that.
respect- I don't
Because
think you're
that's
gonna
like,
be
that's
into me.
not, oh,
I'm
it's
the
not you, it's
problem.
me.
Yeah. It's not you, it's me without saying it's not you, it's
And
me.
then they're like-
Wow.
And they're like, what do you mean? But we're having such good conversation. I'm like, no, I get it. And it's very stimulating, but I'm just so different. You know, like I'm telling you right now.
That's actually
Yeah.
very. Oh.
Like I'm saving you the trouble.
Yeah.
I fucks with that. Hey yo,
You guys are
Bing.
too nice.
Hey yo,
I'm as
I'm
blunt
mind
as a
blown.
I'm as
Mind
blunt as
blown.
a baseball
So
bat.
here's the thing: you can be straightforward without
being a jerk.
being a jerk. I mean, I'm not saying hey if it works for you because that right, Jay, you know how we are, right?
Yeah.
You know
It's
how we both are. You
wordplay.
feel me? So it would work, right? But I respect that because my thing is the reason why I'm a bit weird is that I can be blunt and what
Mhm.
have you, but some
Mhm.
instances I try to avoid it for the sake of like when I say energy, I mean like this. See, like I think of it like you know when I wouldn't want someone to be mad at me because I wouldn't want that energy to be on me. You know,
Right.
the
I wouldn't
energy of,
care.
like anger. No, and that's fine, right? That's fine for you. But for like, but I wouldn't want that energy of anger to be on me because I would think about it and it would weigh me down because of how I think about that kind of stuff.
Well, and not only that, like again, if you offend someone or like you hurt someone's feelings, like maybe you can ignore them, but maybe you're dealing with them sending you nasty text messages and calls, and you're like, why am I even dealing with
like
this?
the best way to avoid it, is to go as neutral as possible. Hey, look, I don't.
The
Literally
best way
said, I
to
don't think we're gonna.
go, I think, is just let the tone be set, bro. Straight up, let the tone be set.
I feel you.
That's fair.
I'm
right?
not disagreeing with you.
No,
guys.
no,
It's just me
that's-
personally.
that's
let
fair.
let the tone be
No, I mean
set.
literally.
And I know I'm very
yeah.
blunt, but that's just
But who am I to tell you how to experience a date, right?
facts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, let's move on to question number 3.
Jesus.
This one is, Jason, you're gonna love this one. Have you ever stalked an ex? If yes, drink.
So what counts as stalking? Like
Yeah.
going on
Now-
their page and
now
stuff like
you
that.
know cyber stalking.
like
No,
if
no,
you
no.
don't belong there and you gone out your way, that's stalking.
Going
No,
out of
okay.
your way. Okay.
Let's use
He's
cyber
about to
stalking and
drink?
actual stalking, like every type of.
Yeah.
In this
Everything
case,
that
in this scenario.
Hey, let's toast.
I'm,
Yeah, I
I'm
think that's
drink it,
all of
and I'll
us.
tell you this: what
Bitch, you better pick up your
Promise
cup.
you,
ho.
no.
Never
Like,
said
you
Promise
never
you.
looked at
No.
social media,
No.
none of that.
Never. No,
Wow.
you're a better man than me,
Once
bro.
I'm done with the chick, I me and Jason, we talked about. I
You know
block her.
what though? That's that energy that
Yeah.
you're trying to get into.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's what you
Block.
it's just that we're
Let me
not
tell
all
you.
blocked,
Oh
yeah.
my god, guys, let me fucking tell you the story. Okay, so this was when I was a teenager. Okay, so you can't judge me
You're
because
still
I
a
was
baby.
Yeah.
bitch.
You're
I am
still
a 24.
Well, I gotta be a
If
bitch.
I'm a baby.
Bitch, I'm a cow.
Bitch, I'm a cow. Okay, this was when I was a teenager. This was at my boyfriend at the time. We had broken up, and I am the definition of cheesy and corny. We were broken up, and we don't live too far, so I walked to his house and I left him a note. It was more of like a love note,
Mm-hmm.
and
Hold on, you did what?
No,
Oh, you was a cornball.
I have a- no, I have
oh
a-
my god.
I have a story on the same.
Oh, yeah.
But you know
Oh,
when
what's
we
going on?
got
What's
back
going on?
together.
a young Christine Rock, yo. That's what that
Bro,
sounds
that
like.
is so funny.
I have a similar story, not my own. This is a buddy of mine. So he had his girl. They were dating for like a year or so, and they broke up. And well, she broke up with him because his behavior wasn't becoming of someone that wanted to be like tied down, committed or whatever. Because he was, as we are as young men, sometimes we're just unsure, and
He wants to explore.
Yeah, and the fear of commitment is more so of an instinctual thing than something that you actively think about. Sometimes, at times, it could be different. And so she dumps him, and he just gets thrown into a spiral. Like he realizes that he fucked up, that he actually really did like this girl a lot, and all this crazy
He
stuff.
basically got horny.
Yeah, honestly,
Hey, man,
that could have been the thing.
Call it how you see it.
And so he tells me that he remembers one night that he's in like the depth of his despair, and like he drives out to her house. Mind you, she lives like maybe an hour away from him. He drives all the way to her house, and he tells me that he's just like, he pulled up and he's just outside.
Oh no.
Just sitting outside of her house, right? And then he's looking, and he's like, just like scanning the area, and he sees a car there, right? A car that he doesn't recognize.
Oh, he and his feelings.
Right, yeah, and like something that he did.
Wait, just for the audience to know, all the guys right now in the studio are like nodding their head because they know this story's not gonna end well.
Facts.
And we haven't heard this story before, but it's just desperation.
Yeah, we
And
about to hear some
yeah.
shit.
And so literally what he does is, this is the shit that only should exist in the movies, but he fucking did it. He goes out, he stands outside her place with a fucking boombox.
Oh my
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, let me tell you something.
Forever young. I wanna be forever young. Yo,
Bro.
This is
Flavor Flav.
men,
Yeah.
do not take your dating advice, your love advice, your life advice from Hollywood. It is all a lie.
Yeah, it will mess you up. It is set to see you fail.
Now, here's the thing, though, that I feel like a lot of us are guilty of, though. When you watch a movie or whatever, and you see a protagonist or a character that, that particularly falls in line with the things that you like, you download their personality sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
To a certain
Yeah.
degree.
To a certain degree. You take bits of like who they are and you apply it to yourself. Because I remember talking to Jay about this. If I remember saying, like, if you wanted to learn how to act in a culture, you would just watch their television.
Facts.
That's how you would understand how like
Right.
the dichotomy of the genders exist with one another, or like stereotype shit like that, right?
Yeah.
So like if you were to stereotype me, I'd be like the alt black nerd, right?
All right, get back to the story, bitch. I wanna hear
no,
it.
that's the story. And he fucking balls his eyes out and he goes home.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he also
lost our respect
yeah.
forever.
He also wrote her a letter and
All right,
whatever.
I'm gonna go last because mine's a little crazy. But you
For
tell your
me,
story.
I don't really stalk women, but if I break up with them,
You don't
maybe I
really
check-
stalk women, like
Yeah,
really, or
No, I'm just saying, like, I'll check their social media,
Yeah.
see who the new dude is, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, he's whack, he's weaker than me. She lost. That's what it is. I made the right choice.
She broke, I'm up.
But honestly, my advice to men is like, understand what your brain is going through. Like,
and your heart.
yeah. So like one thing that men, we hate to admit, sex doesn't come easy for us. Like if a woman walks into a bar and says, how many dudes want to sleep with me? 100 dudes are going to be like me. If I walk into a bar and say, how many women want to sleep with me? Even the women that want to sleep with me,
They aren't gonna pipe up.
before they say yes, they look around to see if anybody else is going to say yes.
Yeah.
Like women are
They'll
more,
keep it to themselves.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
more socially calibrated than men.
Okay.
So during that loneliness process, there's a part of your brain that's saying like, this is your only one. This is the girl of your life.
Yeah,
This is the girl of your dream. See what she's doing. It's the enemy, bro. Don't do it.
it is the enemy.
Mm.
Like, and what's a depressing statistic is that only about currently about only 30% of men, or like young men, are having sex right now. 30%. So if you're one of those guys that are getting some poon, or getting ass or whatever side you play for,
Oh, man.
you are a part of a minority, because a lot of young men are
Does this
not.
include gay men?
I think so.
Nah,
Oh, you
man,
don't think
because
so?
they move fast, man. They
I
move
mean,
fast,
but here's the thing though, right? Because what you have to understand is that even if they're gay, they're still dealing with men.
Well, you know what the worst part is? That's like 30% of men are having sex.
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean that they're in healthy relationships.
That's absolutely
True.
true.
So
So that
now
just
you
means
gotta-
they're having sex.
Right. Because you sleeping with the wrong person can introduce a lot of problems into your
Facts.
life.
Yeah.
So you really got to look at maybe like 10% of men, 5% of men that are like
Yeah.
in healthy relationships that
And
are having sex.
Yeah, no, because bro, the stories are few and far between, and a lot of the evidence I have personally is anecdotal, but you know that doesn't change the results of the statistics.
I want to hear your story, the stalker.
I just said it. I was the first one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Come on.
See,
I've been
yeah.
waiting to hear yours.
Yeah.
Let them know.
So have I stalked exes before? I don't really want to call it stalking because I feel like when you're stalking, you follow them and
No,
you
you're
go-
stalking.
So like I ain't gonna front, like I gone running by an ex's house hoping that she sees me working out or some shit like
Oh
that.
my
You know what I'm
god.
saying?
Without
But-
your shirt, so you can see the
Yeah,
power.
dog, you
I
know what I'm
fucks with
saying?
that,
And for those
yeah,
who don't know, Jason and his was this in like in your prime or like younger?
Yeah, and his
No,
body was
not,
in good
not
shape
even
for sure.
maybe like
Okay.
three,
Ripped.
maybe like 3 or 4 years ago. Jason was up there.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Yeah, before the accident.
oh
yeah.
before the accident, Jason
Yeah.
was ripped, so you can already imagine he was trying to
But you
reel
know
the
what's-
ladies in.
you know
But
what's-
my thing is, it's like I don't ever. Is it stalking? Yeah, because you're going out your way in hopes to see the person that you miss.
Yeah.
You get what I'm
We
saying?
all low key
But-
kind of
No,
do it.
like, and
Yeah,
me
but-
and you are opposite because, bro, I am.
you're scared of women.
I'm not. Besides that,
Terrified.
I am terrified of the aspect of running into someone that I used to fuck with, and we ended poorly.
Yes.
Like, dude, so terrified.
Oh
Like-
my god,
like
yes.
bro, like I literally try my best to avoid places that I think that they would be.
Let me
You know,
tell
because
you,
of-
okay, and this is no shade. No shade. This feeds into my social anxiety, guys. Okay. Like I'm from Hialeah and
Hi, Leia.
and so I like to avoid that city because every time I go there, I always run into somebody that I know. And it's not because I hate everyone. No, that has nothing to do with it. It has everything to do with I don't like striking up conversations with people I used to know because then it's awkward. That just deals with my anxiety. It has nothing to do because I don't want to be pinned as like the bad guy and this and that. But like
There's a reason why we stopped talking, bitch.
I mean, yeah, like
You know
like no shade, but if you know if you were important, we would still be talking in my life,
Yeah.
or vice versa.
Definitely.
Like that's just how it is. But there's no shade. Like if we stop talking, there's it's cool.
Mhm.
No feelings
Yeah.
hurt.
But this is the cool thing about this show, just people of different walks of life. Because, like, for example, I've never had a relationship and like on a bad note where I feel embarrassed of seeing that person again. Like I would do business with that person.
Right.
I would, you know,
Nah,
that-
yeah.
But it's not because
I
the
envy you.
relationships that
I
I'm
want you
talking
to know
about
that,
has
yeah.
ended poorly or because I'm embarrassed. No, it's purely
Yeah.
because of my anxiety.
right.
Like if I ran into my high school best friend, of course I would say hi to her. I would still be nervous, but I would say hi to her. Or like my old friends from high school, I would be still very anxious and very nervous.
Yeah.
I would still say hi to them. But that's just like me personally. That's
Right.
just something that I have to work on.
I see what you
Because
mean.
if I see them and they don't see me, I'm gonna like in my head be like,
Do I gotta say hi?
should I say
Yeah.
hi? They
My
haven't
thing is,
seen
like,
me.
when
I don't know.
when I see like someone I used to fuck with and I come in contact with them again, it's just always gonna be cringe to me.
I feel
It's
that.
always, even if it didn't end on anything bad, it's just like.
But some guys are
No, yeah.
so easy.
No.
I've had some guy friends who are like, "Yo, what's up, dude? I haven't seen you since elementary school."
No, yeah,
elementary school, and you guys are in your late 20s.
Yeah, I would say when it
because they
comes to
still
like
want you.
Men are
That's why.
different.
I say when it comes to old friends though, it's different because sometimes you don't even like stop fucking with the person because you don't really fuck with them. It's just because your lives just went in different
Yeah, different
directions, you know?
journeys.
Like,
Yeah.
I had
A
a-
fork in the road.
yeah,
you want left, they want right.
I had a boy, bro, literally my best friend, known him since elementary, dude. My best friend, but he had a kid, bro. He had to become a
That's
dad.
it.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
and you know we
He's on
couldn't.
the plantation,
Yeah,
bro.
bro,
Working for the
literally, bro.
baby.
He had to do his thing, and I respect him for that. And the few and far times between that we did hang out, it was still like
always
love.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
still
man.
love the entire time, you know.
Absolutely.
But you know, I don't really see him that much anymore. He's raising his baby boy. Yo, Sal, if you fucking see this, bro, you already
Let
know
him
I love
know.
you.
I do
dog.
want to say this though, for you gentlemen out there, if you're stalking your ex,
Let
cut
it
it
go.
out, man.
Let it
Nothing,
go.
nothing,
Yeah.
Or
nothing
like even
good can
stuck
come
in a
from that.
crush
Yeah, man.
That's even worse because
because they're not
then
even
it's
with
like,
them yet.
yeah, like that's bad, bro. Like I ain't
Oh
going
wait,
for
come on! Admit
I'm-
we've all stalked, like
No,
cyber
we have,
stalked.
but no,
I
but-
mean,
But like I had a homeboy, and this is back in high school.
I
Yo,
can't
I'll never
cyber
forget.
stalk. No, I do.
Like,
Dude,
What do you mean?
no chick that I used to fuck with, I'm not cyber
No,
stalking
but I
them,
mean
bro.
like a crush, like
A
you're
crush.
into her.
Of course.
a crush.
Ow,
Like,
then.
course,
with
I
my
can-
boy,
I can-
like in high school.
Show me right
And
now.
I'm
the
sorry to
receipts.
put you. I ain't gonna say your name, cuz, but yo, I remember, yo, we were like 16, and he's like, yo, let's just go for a drive. And that's the one I was telling you about your house and shit. And
Oh yeah.
like, yo, we get in my Integra, yo, we ride up, and he's like, yo, just park here. And it's like 3 houses down from hers. And like her room, those houses, like you have the garage and then you have the room right next door, and that was her room.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just there sitting, and bro, this nigga, like,
Obsessed.
you know, when you playing, like, you know, I like R&B.
Yeah.
But this nigga was playing music like the Heartbreak shit
Oh
and
my
singing
God.
along.
Oh my
Mind you, I'm in the car and I'm
God.
just like I'm looking at him like, oh man, what the fuck did I get myself
Here's that
into?
tiny violin
No,
playing.
the way
Bro,
that
and it got worse because like as we're waiting outside, she's like, you know, she still wants me, and I'm just looking at him like,
Bruh.
bro,
No,
It's
she
no,
over.
doesn't.
she doesn't.
Yeah.
Dog, it's over.
no, the way that I dealt with one of my exes in high school, and you know, I don't know if she's ever gonna see this. Probably not. She's not. She was more of like a valley
Ian's
girl.
like, expose him, say his name.
No,
So,
Ian
out of
knows what-
respect,
Ian-
I will not.
no,
Out of respect, I cannot.
He's talking about me. He knows what I'm talking about with the
Oh.
story with the boombox. He knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, shit.
He knows what I'm talking about. So how I dealt with my ex in high school, like I was stupid. I was guilty of the Captain Save-A-Ho. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Where it's like you see a chick that is clearly not good, but you're like, yeah, I can.
You were
change her.
naive.
Yeah, naive. Honestly, that's
Innocent.
what I can put it as. And so, she was into me, right? And I was into her, and we had dated for we literally dated for like a few days. This was like before summer break or some shit like that, or winter break or something. So it was okay. And then she just texted me that she just didn't want to be with me anymore, this and or whatever. I didn't feel any type of way about it. Honestly, I was just stupid. But I remember this was like a year or so after I graduated high school. Me and my boys menaces. We would just go around throwing eggs at people, eggs and water balloons.
You were
We were
that
fucking
You're a
friend girl?
fucking, you're
We
I
were
thought that was
fucking-
just in the movies.
We were
You're a
fucking menaces,
dick.
dude. We were
No
menaces.
way.
Hey, bro.
Yo,
Hey.
EQ's like, what up, Jason? What up, G? I see you. I see you.
So yeah, menaces.
Let me ask you this. For me, have you ever
Yeah.
had a woman stalk you?
Oh yeah.
Not that I know
That
of.
shit is creepy as
That is
hell.
crazy.
Not that
I've
I know
had
of.
multiple
Women
women
will stalk you and you won't know it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
not-
no, I'll
Well,
bro,
here's
I
the
mean,
thing.
Jason, you're different. Stop.
No, but here's,
All the stories you've told us,
how am I different? There's other people going through what I went
but
through.
you're different. I don't know. I mean, you're right.
here's the thing.
I just mean in my world. Like,
Here's what's weird about a woman stalking you. If a man stalks a woman, she can call the police, and the society will support
That's
her.
it.
Yeah.
Snuffed out.
But
Yeah.
if a chick is stalking me and I call the police,
Then what are you doing? Deal with it.
exactly.
I'll admit
Nah,
there was a
you
double
can't.
standard.
You can't, because let me tell you, and yo, I don't had a chick stalk me, and it was not cool, man. Like, you know how dudes get happy because, oh, she's on my nuts, she wants me.
Nah.
No,
Yeah.
it is scary.
There's a
No,
healthy-
because they're not
No,
rational.
because it's one thing if like you really like this chick and she's all over you. That's still scary at this
Yeah.
at another level. But if you don't want her, she's
Mhm.
all over you, dog.
That's
It's
tough.
like, bro.
Especially if you let it been known, like, yo, this is not happening. Like, I gone to parties and Shorty showed up, and I'm just like, how are you here? You don't know anybody.
But I will say
Oh
this.
You
my
know what
God.
I mean? And then
But I
there's
will
time-
now.
there's times like even at the studio, yo, I mess with this one chick, yo. At the time, there used to be clubs at the Grove.
Yeah.
I'm at Oxygen, she's there. I'm at Fat
Mm.
Tuesday, she's there.
Mm.
I'm at house parties, and this is why you got to watch your circle too. You have to watch your circle.
Sometimes
'Cause
they're
what-
not
what-
knowing that they're giving your location up like that.
Bullshit. They knew because she had a roster of bad looking homegirls. And they're like, yeah, Jason's gonna be here. And I'm just like, yo, how the fuck is this chick
Yeah,
finding
right.
me? And it always comes into the same thing. Like, instead of coming straight forward, they send their homegirl as recon. And it's like, oh, you know, man, you guys, it's so disappointing. You guys made such a cute couple. And me being blunt as I am, I'm like, listen, you can leave. And I suggest she leaves with you.
Yeah.
I'm not playing that game. Because my thing is, I'm always been scared. Like, I don't want to get killed over some stupid shit.
I feel that.
Right.
You were
Like-
saying, Sly?
No, I was
You know?
saying, for those dudes that are having a hard time like getting over that chick, you got to understand one thing, and it's my opinion, but I hold fast by it. It's better when she's more into you than you're into her.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you don't have to be into her. You got to be into her, but understand that if you're the one that's doing all the chasing
Mm.
and she's just not appreciating your time, and
Right
when
the fuck out.
dude, when a woman is into you,
You'll
she'll
know.
be she'll be
show
with,
you.
yeah. It's like, I don't care if we're at a 5-star hotel or if we're just sitting at your couch.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I just want to spend time with you. And that's sometimes
And
what-
some women will even like. Some women will overlook red flags in a man if she
All the
is in love
time.
with him.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, yeah. My
Like, they'll
biggest
she'll be like, she'll complain. She'll be like, damn, but he'll change. I'll give him a second chance.
my
'Cause she's
biggest-
so
yeah.
into him.
my biggest red flag is that I'm a bully.
that's
What?
what they
Yeah.
tell you.
My red
No, yeah, I
flag,
mean-
honestly, I got too much compassion, yo.
Mm.
I got way too much
Yeah.
compassion and too much patience. That's
No,
my
but
red flag.
Onto what Sylvester was saying, he's absolutely right about it. And I get it's a hard pill to swallow, but I'm bringing up statistics now. Women are in the modern era, at least, women are more likely to leave the relationship than the man.
Yeah.
Even if it's not going too great for the man, he'll still like buckle. He's
But
still
when
more,
men
That
leave,
kind
Yeah,
of makes
we're
sense.
out.
yeah, it's still more likely for the man to buckle down and just grit his teeth and deal with it,
yeah.
right?
That makes sense because I hear a lot of men saying that like they can settle for a woman. Like they
Yeah.
like mentally, like they can be like,
Yeah.
hey, I like you, I love you.
Because we could
then
grind
they
it
settle.
out.
Yeah.
But women, like if she's not into you, she'll like leave.
But the thing is, like, I can honestly say a woman can leave a dude and she'll come back if the terms is right. But
Mhm.
once a man is done, I can honestly say and speak for myself and myself, like, once we're done, we are done.
Yeah.
Because we check out not only emotionally, but logically too. In the
Lewis
sense, it's
agrees
like,
with your
yo,
statement.
like, because it's like, yo, men, we understand that we have to build. You get what I'm saying? We have to build. But
Mhm.
once that foundation is no longer secure, we already know it's a matter of an expiration date. It's like, okay, when
That's
is
so
it gonna
crazy though.
when is it gonna crash? We
Mhm.
see
Yeah.
it coming. We just don't know when. And most, if you're smart, you eject. It's not impersonal, but as a man, when we check out emotionally, that's it. There is no coming back to that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And it's basically because of how our love language is, you know, and I say it 1,000 times.
Mhm.
You as a woman, for a relationship to work for a woman 9 out of 10 times, when you're with somebody, you have to feel wanted by that person.
Yep.
But as men, we have to feel love.
Yeah,
And we're not
respected.
feeling love, we're not feeling respected.
I'll
And
tell
if
you-
we're not feeling respected, we go out. It's
I'll-
better to die alone than to be with somebody who's never going to see your true potential.
Yeah, if you're as a man, if you're with a woman and you feel like you being with that woman, you're disrespecting yourself, you can last however long, but every time you look in the mirror, you're like,
You're defeated.
I'm nothing.
Yeah,
I'm putting
Yeah.
up with this.
yeah.
I'm
And that's
whack.
and men who stay in that relationship, then they tend to cheat and they like just look for it elsewhere. And then
So
it's like,
let's be clear. It happens on both sides. It
It
happens on both
does.
sides. You know, we're
Yeah.
just talking about the generalized.
Haitian men don't
Generalize it.
cheat.
Haitian
they
men
take
do
care,
not
They
cheat.
take care of their wives and their girlfriends equally. Okay?
Exactly.
They
We
do.
have plenty of love.
I mean,
for,
if we're
for all our
stepping into,
ladies.
and I mean, yes, because I'm not
She
gonna lie.
agrees.
I'm not gonna lie. I am very heavily influenced in like media because at least in America, like they show us, oh, in a typical marriage, you know, if either one is not happy, that they're gonna end up cheating, you know, whatever. And so that's a very like Western like way of thinking. But then if you start thinking about where our families are from, you know, from Haiti or
Yeah.
Cuba, Mexico, wherever, the Dominican Republic, that those cultures have like different. They follow.
they have a
way.
different. I mean, me personally, I would never cheat. Knock on wood. In the
What?
35, turning 36 soon years that I've been on this earth, I never cheated, and I will never try to cheat because to me, I know what I'm capable of, and it is the worst feeling. I've been cheated on. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But because I know I'm a little bit crazy up here, I wouldn't do that to somebody
So-
else. I would just honestly walk.
Before we get too far, next question.
Yes.
That's right, because we're going on a tangent.
Yes,
right
we
here.
are. That's why I try to keep it shorter than last time, but still. Question number 4. What's the biggest secret you kept from your past/current partner? Drink.
Secrets are secrets.
God damn.
Well, we all
Why?
Secrets are secrets for a reason.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
yeah, man. Everybody.
Fuck
has
it, man.
secrets.
I mean,
Yeah.
okay, let's do basic secrets. You know, for
No,
example,
we can keep it. We can keep it. Yo, we don't walk on eggshells. We got to keep it
Yeah.
100.
I mean,
No,
you
secrets
know-
are secrets for a reason.
To
I-
be,
Okay, so
What you scared of,
for
cuz?
example, like I would keep a secret from my partner, like if I'm not hungry or especially like if we're fighting, I'd be like, no, I'm fine.
That's not really a secret. That's just more so like not
Oh.
communicating because of your
At the
emotional
time,
state.
it is a secret because it's like
Oh, I
they
feel
don't
that.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
But
okay.
it's
Let
very
me
minimal.
be clear. It's nothing like heinous, but it's just like the kind of things that would have someone look at you differently.
Well, it's like, why start a fight over something that's not really that important?
Yeah.
You know, like for example, you know, you can be in a relationship and still think about an ex here and there, like in
Yeah.
a sexual way. And it's like, well, why am I gonna bring that up?
Yeah.
Wait,
Or like-
when you say secret, right? Biggest secret, like you never told them, and you never told me because it would be damaging, or you just didn't feel comfortable.
It could be in any level. Like I said, to lying to them, saying that, oh, I'm not mad, oh, I'm not hungry, as to very big as to, oh, she's just a friend.
Mm.
That kind of secret.
I'll tell you one secret that I think a lot of men, it's really hard for them to kind of open up, and it's because of the pressure society puts on us. Is, hey, maybe I don't have my financial situation all
Oh,
figured
you know,
out.
yeah, I could see that one. Yeah.
Mm.
I'm not always too keen to let a woman in on, you know, that side, mainly because, you know, and I get it, this is like societal standards, but as a man, you don't want to be seen. One of the main places you don't want to be seen in weak is especially your financials. Honestly, because even if it's not like conscious, it's subconscious. You tell a woman that you're fucking with, and even if she really likes you, if you tell her you're broke, you know, she's gonna.
Well, she's for you. She's for you.
Yeah,
She's
I mean,
not. She's gonna ride.
yes, pero
But
you know,
to
some
what
things you
extent?
can't help. You know, like that's why. Well, I don't really use dating apps like that anymore. But one of the standards I would set for myself is to try.
Lies.
I mean, I don't. Okay, I'm a liar. Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
You
no,
know we
no,
work together.
Yeah.
I see what you be doing on your phone, cuz.
Okay.
Don't
No.
say you don't use dating apps,
Oh,
motherfucker. You don't swipe so much your finger don't caught fire.
anymore. So one of the standards that I would set for myself, and I get this it's kind of pathetic to say, right? But I'm just being realistic. I'm being a realist about this. One of the standards I set for myself when I would swipe is if a girl looks like she's too high maintenance or is used to a lifestyle that is above my pay grade, then I just swipe left on her.
Mhm.
So you know what? I'm happy you said that, and I think that's the difference. That's traumatic with modern men versus modern women. Modern men still have that caliber. They're not a nickel looking for a dime. They
Yeah.
stay within there. But a woman, she'll go for the highest level, and she doesn't even qualify for the things she's looking for.
But here, the scary thing with that, I remember I was watching a short on YouTube where I forgot who it was that we're talking, but he was talking to some rich dude, and he says like, oh, he always sees this guy with like 10 out of 10s, like straight baddies, right? Like bombshells. And then one day he sees him with like an average chick, a 5, right? A 5 at
Mhm.
most. And he goes to him, he's like, yo, I've seen you with like these supermodels, these just gorgeous women. Why did you fly out this 5 out of 10? And he's like, yo, man, like I could have a filet mignon and fucking Wagyu steak and all that shit. But sometimes I just want a filthy burger, you know? Right. So
God dang.
yeah. And so
Wow.
here's the thing, right?
That's fucked
A
up.
little
No,
vulgar.
right? Like here's the thing with that. This is why this is damaging for modern men that are like, you know, below that status, is because when you do that for certain women, that then becomes their norm. That is how they see themselves from that point forward.
Mhm.
They see themselves as the kind of person that can bag a billionaire that's going to fly him out to fucking Dubai and treat him for a weekend, right? So you as an average man, you can't take her to fucking Texas Roadhouse. You can't fucking take her on a
You're limited.
on a mini date to fucking Trader Joe's or whatever. You can't do that shit because it's no longer impresses her, because she sees herself as the kind of person that can be flown out to
Yeah.
Dubai.
Mhm.
Well,
You know?
my biggest secret, I stopped caring, bro. I'm just gonna keep it 100, and you can call it red flag. I really don't care. One of the biggest secrets I've kept from all my exes is I can never fully trust them. I can never fully trust them, and the reason I can never fully trust them is because I know that guy's out there. And when I say that guy's out there, the way that we operate, you end up falling in love with someone that's really like your true love. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I'm not proud of this, but the truth of the matter is, even still right now, I could call the chick and she could be in a relationship, family, whole nine. I'm like, yo, come over, I want to fuck. And she'll do it. And because I know I have that power. I know whoever I'm dealing with, that dude is still out there.
Yeah.
And because I know he's out there, I can never truly fucking trust you, because no matter how much a woman says she loves you, she's only loving you based to your her survival, not yours.
I have a question on that, based on like your guys' life experience. At least at your age, you meet a woman and you're so certain that she had like a past love. Do you think it's more of like why aren't they together at this very moment? Do you think, oh, like, yes, they were so in love, they might have been soulmates, but it was a toxic type of love?
Honest truth.
And then and in you, she sees you as a healthy love, and that's why she chose
Look,
you.
we're
Do you
human.
think it's like that, or what do you think?
We're human, and we go for toxic love 90% of the
we
time.
go for challenges naturally, but in actuality, when you break it down like that, I think the thing is, like, I would never want to be with a woman who's with me because she thinks I'm safe. I want a woman because she thinks
She's
I'm
into
for
you.
her.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
So here's free game.
Because, like, if you have a woman who's with you because she thinks you're safe, she's not being
She's
genuine.
settling.
Yeah.
It's not. I don't want
I
to say
can
settling.
see
No,
your
because
but
point of
settling
view.
it
not
is
bad.
settling though. No,
But
here's
we
the thing.
all settle at some point.
But here's the thing though. Unfortunately, and this is the truth for modern women. When a woman, again, someone correct me if you think I'm wrong. I don't mean to sound like a misogynist, because it's not what we do here. But if a woman settles, at least a modern woman, if she settles, it's because she has no more options.
I disagree.
I mean, and that's fine too. But when I say that, it's literally like, if she, because as we all know, people have their lists of prerequisites, yeah, that need to be met if they're gonna lock someone down. And what's been happening more in popular media is that it's been sensationalized that women need to have these crazy fucking checklists for the perfect guy, and so like, and the crazy thing is that instead of decreasing as you get older, the inverse happens. When they get older, they dealt with more bullshit, the list just gets higher
and higher.
and then so at least what I've witnessed is that when you get a woman that she settles because she settles either because she really likes you, which is a fucking unicorn, or because she's burned all those bridges to where she could actually be with the guy that she wanted but didn't know it at the time, and now she's just getting what she can.
Yeah.
So
I mean, the only reason I disagree with you on the settling, because settling has such a bad taboo.
No, so what
behind it?
What you're thinking? I think we talked about this last stream. Where settling is where you get what you can get, or settling where you no longer are in the game.
Yeah,
right?
where you're
No, I don't even
compromising
say
your
that. When I hear
Exactly.
settle, like if I settle with you, that means I have found peace.
No,
That's how I look at it.
That's not the selling I'm talking about.
I know
though,
that's not what they're saying, but
Some
I'm
people just
saying
put different connotations to
that's the way society has demonized the word settlement.
Yeah, it used to be that selling was like, oh, I'm no longer part of the rat
you're
race.
good.
Yeah,
Like, you're good
I
where
like
you at.
this person.
But the thing is, like, when you have a woman who feels like, okay, because the thing is, naturally, we always feel we can do better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes when you feel like you have found that, which had led to women being stalkers or men being stalkers, you feel like you can't climax above that.
Yeah.
And you stay stagnant on that. You get what I'm saying? And that's something that's really a big, deep-rooted problem, because nothing good could come from that at all. And it's kind of scary. But in actuality, man, like, when you find somebody who's for you, you would be very fortunate to be able to settle down, to basically be able to just, because I think I speak for a lot of men, whether you want to believe these misogynistic men who want multiple women, at the end of the day, a real one, all he wants is to come home to peace and have one woman he could actually feel who has his best interests at heart, who's going to keep him at peace. That's really what we're looking for. But with the terms and condition of how society is, it's like finding the needle in a haystack, because we're distracted by so much shit. We're distracted by social media. We're distracted by our friends. Like, one of the things that I don't do, and you could call it a red flag or whatnot, but when I was in a relationship, I refused to chill with my other friends that are in relationships, because I'm not comparing shit.
Yeah, and my thing with that is I want them to have as much time with each other as possible. So I would say free game for you boys. You find the chick, or you find a man, or what have you, whichever way it goes. If you find someone and you like them, take them and leave the immediate area. that is in my opinion, that is one of the best things that you can do.
Yeah.
Take them and leave. If you met them in Miami, or in Miami down south, take them to Orlando or take
I
them to
wouldn't
another
even say
state.
that.
I can understand
like,
that because a lot of people are like, okay, they're single, they're in the streets,
Mhm.
Yeah.
living their life, and then they finally find someone that they can settle with and have a life with.
Yeah.
I think some problem is, and I mean this metaphorically, is people who are in the streets, living the single life, finally find a partner they want to spend the rest of their life with. They settle in the streets, and I think that's where like the problems begin,
Yes,
because it's
yeah.
like that's not
You
the
gotta
right
separate.
environment.
You gotta
Yeah,
You
you
have
separate.
to, I don't mean this, I mean maybe literally, but also not literally, like literally go
No, yeah, literally
somewhere
go
else to
elsewhere.
settle.
And like there are people that would say like, oh, you're being manipulative, you're isolating them from their friends and their family. But it's like if
No.
you recognize that sticking around will be a problem for your relation, it's not even insecurity. It's you recognizing that there could be a potential problem, and you are just nipping that right in
It's
the
a
bud.
lifestyle that
but,
you're
but
changing.
you also gotta have balance. Like,
Yeah.
one thing that I have learned, like when I was in a relationship, I need you to go chill with your friends.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because the thing is, if they're really your friends, they're gonna tune you up. Like my closest ones to me, they let me know when I'm messing up. They let me know if I'm faltering, if I'm basically doing good. It's like therapy.
Yeah.
And that's
Mhm.
why you gotta be like, you got those couples like, oh no, it's just us. It doesn't work like that, because then that becomes toxic,
Mhm.
because now you're so stuck in the inside, you're not even being open-minded to the outside elements of seeing what's going on in the inside.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
gotta have that balance.
And I know you can relate to this because I was also in a long-term relationship to the
Mhm.
point where like he was my only like friend. Like it got to the point where I told him one time, I'm like, yo, if we, God forbid, if we ever break up, which we did,
Mhm.
I'll have no one. Like I have
That's
no
bad.
one to turn to. Because you're my only best friend, and that came with codependency. And you know what? I'm not
It
putting
becomes
shade
a
to him.
narcissist type situation.
There's no shit to him. It was like
Mhm.
none of it was his fault. But like obviously because I'm a lot younger than you guys from a young age, that does like kind of warp our like
It molds you.
it molds you. So yeah, when we broke up, I really had to take the time to like find myself, and I did, and I'm proud of the person that I am. And it's just super important that even down the line, you're married, you have settled a life, it's
Mhm.
okay to establish like an inner circle outside of your partner.
Because you need me time. You
Yeah.
need to
You
be
time, and that's
decompressed.
okay.
It's like people who have children. Sometimes you gotta drop them kids off at grandma so you can get
Mhm.
back to taking care of your relationship.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like
100%.
even at like when I got out of my relationship, dude, and still to this point, it's hard because I built a system that I was so used to. You know what I'm saying? You care about how the person's day is going.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You care about what's going on. And it's dangerous because at some point you even start neglecting yourself because you're more worried about the other person than yourself.
Yeah.
And that imbalance causes friction in the relationship. So when you start showing love to yourself again, the other person automatically thinks either they're somebody else or they're like, oh, what's changed? You can't accommodate your partners to the point where you make them feel like they're on a pedestal.
Yeah.
It has to be a partnership. You got to keep it balanced. You got to be at the same level, because once you put your partner to such a certain height and you switch up, you're going to cause problems. And the truth of the matter is, that's why I say be careful how you get into it. Be 100 from the start. Because again, how many times have you seen your friends or in yourself, you've been in a relationship, you done so much, and when he's like, yo, you know what, I gotta start taking care of myself. Who's this new person? You weren't like this before. And the person that you with is not to blame. It's yourself because you did too much. But I know you want to go on to the next one, though.
Yes. Okay, so the next one, I kind of like this one. Name an ick you don't tolerate. Ooh, and drink.
An
Salud.
ick that I do not tolerate.
Mhm.
You already know.
I've been drinking.
I got a
lot
couple.
And this
already.
doesn't just go for like relationships. This goes for anyone.
Oh.
Chewing loud. That is an ick that I mean, it's not.
I guess being too loud.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my. And
Being too loud.
the
And you know,
smacking your teeth together. It's like I'm not into ASMR. Please
and
stop
so
chewing loud.
let me say this. The thing is,
Jason,
it's
stop it
funny.
right now.
It's funny because I don't like when people are too loud, but I know
Jason,
that
we're losing viewers. Stop right now.
I know that I myself can be loud, and you know, Jason, this is someone I spend most of my time with, is loud as fuck.
Wow.
You know, He's giving me a look, yeah, but he knows it's fucking true.
Damn, Luis is kind of backing you up. He's like,
Yeah, he knows it's
Well,
true.
y'all got a problem with me being loud?
I mean, we are talking about icks, aren't we?
Mhm.
So that's your ick?
Yeah,
Well, here's how I feel about it. I don't give a shit.
and that's fine, and I respect you for that.
All right.
Yeah, I respect him for that. He's still my boy. He's not gonna be like, Jason. But there has been moments where Jason's fucking like he's literally standing right next to me.
I do scare people.
and
I do scare people.
and he's yelling. I'm like, Jason, man, you're right next to me, man.
I ain't going front. I have scared people who have how
Oh
loud
my
I got.
But
Bro.
so that's one thing. But it's more so. I would say more so. It's like the kind of loud that can't be curbed. Because I can tell Jason he's being too loud, and he brings it down because that's just who he is. He's very boisterous. He's very he's easily excitable and compassionate about the things that he likes. But I would say as a heterosexual man, if I'm dealing with a girl that is just like loud and obnoxious, and is just like an example would be my sister, and I love my sister to death. But when she gets riled up, you can't bring her back down. And that is
Wow.
not
She won't
something
reason.
Yeah, she won't reason because once she's up there, she's fucking up
That's
there.
it.
And that's something
That's
that
funny.
I will not tolerate. If I cannot not even rational, if I can't talk to you, if it's just you and me and you're up there and I can't get you to get back down here, then I'm
Yeah,
not
it's over.
I'm not gonna deal with it.
What's your ick, Doug?
Man, and I've been dealing with this for the last couple of years, and I realized, I'm like, this is the
Ooh-wee.
source.
Oh my God.
I
I
Oh
can't deal
my.
with pride.
Right.
And so let me tell
Interesting.
you what pride does to you. Pride, you as a human being, you can recognize you made a mistake, but pride doesn't allow you to apologize.
kill it.
Oh.
So let's
see what you
say
mean.
that between you and I there was a rift, a gap.
Mhm.
Something was broken. We had a great relationship. We had a bridge. Something burned down the bridge. But because you're holding on to that pride, or because I'm holding on to that pride, we can't mend the bridge. So then what that does to me is, how can I ever hope to have a healthy relationship with you in the future if we can't? And I'm not saying that if you apologize, I'm going to beat you up and say, how dare you? You're a bad person.
Yeah,
You
you're
Yeah.
not
deserve
gonna
death."
scrutinize them.
Mhm.
In fact, I would say, thank you for being honest with your human nature.
Reason.
Right.
Because
yeah.
I suffer through the same thing.
Mhm.
And one of the things I've met dudes that do this, but I really think that more than anything, it's a feminine attitude. I've met so many women that don't know how to apologize. And
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, who raised you?
Like their behavior changes to show that they're sorry, but they won't physically.
But they
outright
can't even
they're
say sorry.
I
Yeah.
think a lot of it has to do like a psychological reason.
yeah.
Like because when you treat women differently
on a
growing up,
pedestal.
you put them
Yeah.
on the pedestal, and sometimes we don't even notice.
It's the lack
Yeah.
of, I think it's the lack of strong father figures. Because I remember being 5 years old.
Mm.
I accused a friend of mine of stealing a toy. I'm like, you stole that toy from me.
oh my God.
Damn.
no.
This is how traumatic this was. I found the toy.
Oh, shit.
Bro.
And my parents are like, you need to go to his house in front of his family and apologize. And I'm like, I can't, Dad. I can't do it. I'm going to
But you
die.
ain't had no problem accusing him,
Oh
Doug.
my God.
And there I am. And I'm like, I'm sorry, bro.
Oh.
No, but those are the things that grow you as a person.
Painful
Yeah.
lessons that build character.
And it doesn't always have to be like physical pain. Like here's my thing. I think that when I because Sylvester hit on a really good point. And I'm gonna bring this into like child rearing. We're in the era of where like people don't like beat their kids anymore, even though I think it's a very useful thing to do.
Yeah.
But that's
Pow,
just
pow.
me, old world. So if you're not gonna put your hands on your kid, you still have to
Educate 'em.
traumatize them.
You have to educate them.
No, I
I
educate
wouldn't
them.
say
Yeah.
traumatize
No,
them, but
'cause
educate them.
When I say traumatized, because like that already has a negative connotation, traumatized, because
Yeah.
it's like, oh, some crazy fucked up shit happens, and that fundamentally alters them as a person forever. What I mean is, you have to show them the hard way sometimes of how their actions have consequences.
The stove.
Like literally,
mentality.
like
You burn
literally
yourself.
Literally, what
Deal with it.
Sylvester went through, that was trauma, right?
Yeah.
Because still to this day,
Yeah.
Because he had to own
remembers
up
it,
to
yeah.
Because he knows
Yeah,
it was
like,
embarrassing and very like
you remember it, and that changed you fundamentally as a
Yeah.
person, but for the better.
Facts.
There has to be a lesson behind it. You just can't fuck them
Yeah.
up for the sake of
Facts.
fucking them up. So there are little things that you can do, right? Like you can like just be okay with embarrassing the fuck out of your kids. All right,
Within reason.
Within reason, because that they will grow to be better people. If you don't want to hit them, that's fine. I know that I'm gonna put my hands on my kids, not like that, but I will put my hands on my kids.
All right.
But like this,
It's like
before I get
Mhm.
canceled, it'd be like this. Of course, I'm gonna talk to them because I think talking is something very important. But they'll have like maybe 1 or 2 chances, right? If I'm like, don't do this, right? And I'll explain to them why I don't want them to do that because this, that, and the third, right? And so then when they do it again, I'll go to them because this is what I do with my nephew. I'll go to them and be like, yo, what did I tell you? Why did you do this? What did I tell you about doing this? And they would repeat it back to me. I'm like, okay, so So next time, there's going to be problems. Yes, we confirm that. Yes. They do it again. Then you go to them and be like, hey, look, you did this. Now tell me why I told you not to do this. Okay. So you know what's going to happen next, right? Okay. Then we get into it. Just like that. That's how I see it.
And
Right.
essentially, you're showing them mercy because the world is not going to care.
It's not. When they get older,
The world
jail
is going to
time.
come in harder
Yeah,
than
exactly.
all of them. It's like, we don't care about you.
They get
bro.
older, jail time, or they get their fucking ass whooped, or they get killed out in the street.
Because you know what the world says when you do something out of character or
Yeah.
something they don't like, they say you're a danger to society.
Yep.
We have to lock you up.
But you have to be careful you have to be careful when you hit your child in terms of like for consequences, because if you hit them not explaining to them why or like the
Yeah, of course,
consequences,
of
they're
course.
gonna grow up and they're gonna be like, oh yeah, my parents hit me, but I don't know why. I mean, I guess I was a troublemaker. They have to realize,
They
oh
won't even say, I guess I'm a troublemaker. They'll be like, I was abused.
Yeah.
I'm a victim.
yeah.
You
No,
know,
so-
because why
You can't just hit them for hitting them and expect them to know why.
Right.
My parents, they weren't big on the whole explaining aspect. That's why, I make sure that I'll make sure that for my kids. But I was also a pretty smart kid. So like it got to the point to where like I would stop doing these certain things because I knew my
Yeah.
parents would hit me
Get
because
upset.
of it. Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
and let's be real. Like, look, not all parents hit their kid because they're trying to correct them. Sometimes the parents are just frustrated. Like,
Yeah.
we're all human beings.
Yeah.
We all spank each other in the sense that, like, I might lash out at you just because I'm having a long day and you annoyed me. Do
Yeah.
you deserve me lashing out at you? No. That's just me taking it out on you.
Yeah.
And so part of it is understanding, I think, like the nature of our hearts, how
Yeah.
like right now I have this uncle at my house, right? My mom
Mhm.
just left him at my house. I love him to death, but he drives me crazy. And this guy, every 3 or 2 hours, he's like, yo, I need this, I need that. And I'm just like, man, I have my own space. I have
Yeah.
my peace.
And now you're here and
Right. So,
Yeah.
but then I have to talk to myself and I'm like, Sylvester, stop being so selfish. Don't give into your flesh. Don't attack him. Try to understand where he's coming from.
yeah.
It's a struggle. Relationships
Yeah.
are a struggle,
No.
whether it's
Yeah.
romantic, family, friends, whatever
yeah.
it is.
The main proponent for that is empathy. You
Yeah.
have to have empathy. You
Yeah.
have to be able to see it from the other person's perspective.
Everybody needs a hug.
So to get back on topic, bro.
Yeah, what's your ick, Jason?
No, I want to know your ick.
I already. Do you not pay attention to me when I talk?
Apparently, he does not.
No,
I was chewing loud. I was the first
he
one
said
to say
loud.
It's
No,
'cause you
I
speak
said
No, I
being
said it.
loud. I said being loud. She said
it. I
chewing
see, even
loud.
nobody's backing me up.
Oh shit.
What's your ick? You know what my ick? People not paying attention to me.
There's only
fair
one
enough.
person you're paying attention. That's the engineer.
Yo, give a shout out to our boy Lewis on the
For
ones
real,
and zeros.
what's
What's
up?
up?
Let him know. I would
Yes,
honestly
sir.
say, like, my ick is walking barefoot.
Interesting.
Oh,
Okay.
remember,
You
I
like
said
clean
earlier
feet.
in the show, Jason has a thing for feet.
I don't have a thing for feet. I just feel like if we're out and your feet hurt, I have no problem taking off my shoes. You will wear my shoes, but you will not be walking barefoot.
Patas
with me.
sucias. Yeah,
he
I don't
says he
care.
Like in
doesn't.
the
He
house?
says he does not have
No.
a thing for
You
feet.
mean out and about?
Yeah, like we're
Oh,
at the club
yeah.
and whatnot. You're not taking off your shoes.
He
You-
says
you will
he
wear
does not have a
barefoot.
thing for feet. Proceeds to go on the thing about feet.
Because here's the thing: a woman who doesn't take care of her feet don't take care of herself, yo. Straight the fuck
Well,
up.
feel
sometimes
that.
the heels
I feel
hurt,
that.
Jason.
Okay, so
Would you offer to give her a piggyback?
Yes.
Oh, okay, then that's
Yeah.
different.
Like,
That's
yeah,
different.
so you wear my shoes or I carry you, but you're not fucking walking barefoot, yo. That's poor
Oh,
representation.
Jason, would you wear
Mr.
her
Horny God
heels?
says, "Why does it matter?"
Why does it matter? Because think
I
about
love
it.
that profile
Would
picture,
you,
by the way.
it's a major turnoff. Imagine we're in New Orleans, we're on Bourbon Street, yo. and you take off your heels because your feet hurt. Now you're
Yeah.
walking on cigarette butts. You're walking on throw up, urine,
Ooh.
It's just a
stains.
germaphobe then.
Like,
Yeah.
It's not germaphobe. It's just
Specifically
it's poor,
for
yo.
feet.
No,
Like,
it's
I'm
Specifically
sorry,
for
bro.
feet, I
Nah,
guess.
like I'll be real with you.
Wow.
If I'm with you, you are not gonna walk barefoot with
Let me tell you
That is
something.
a
Okay.
turn off.
I understand you because I was having this conversation with my cousin. He told me, dude, I would never jump in a pool. I'm like, why
Huh?
not?
What the
dude?
fuck? That's so random.
He has to dip a toe.
But think about this. Let me walk you through it. He goes, dude, how many people take a shower after they go to the toilet? I'm like, you're swimming in water full of shit. I'm like, damn, I don't know if I can go into a pool anymore.
I fuss with that, but here's the thing. I used to clean pools in the Keys.
So tell me.
And so if it's a well-maintained pool, then you won't have to worry about it. But if we're talking like residential, like is this your boy's pool, then be a bit worried.
Yeah,
you
man.
know. But if it's a well-maintained pool, right? Because like there are steps to it. We got to check the pH balance and shit like that. And you got
It's
Tyson,
pee-pee.
toss in bicarb and shit like that. You know,
You just want to be clean, man.
Yeah, yeah.
You want to be clean. You're a clean dude, bro.
you got to
like
adjust
clean
the
women.
chlorine levels. You know, I was a pool fool. You know.
Yeah.
Back in the day, that job sucked. But what was great about it was all the houses, bro. I used to clean pools in the Keys, Ocean Reef, bro. The houses were so nice.
Call it
And,
motivation.
and the number
Yeah,
one
right.
thing that I was hoping for when I was cleaning those pools was some fucking snowbird to fucking call me into her crib, bro.
Oh my
I'm
god.
weighing on
Just
it,
some
bro.
lemonade.
Yeah, bro.
Oh
Tell
my
you like,
God.
hey, I'll take care of all your bills.
Just, like, bro, if I was given the option to live at some fucking some lady's house, not even some chick, some lady's house, because she doesn't want to fuck on me when she comes down to the Keys, bro. Fuck it.
You can be her
Yeah, exactly.
lover boy.
Her boy toy, dude.
Do you guys appreciate how much we go on tangents? How off topic we go? Because I love it.
Yo, if the convo is good,
like the
If the
chemistry.
combo is good.
know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Anyways, we're almost out of time, so we're gonna do one more question and then we're gonna wrap it up. So
Okay.
this last question:
Oh Jesus.
would you rather be able to see the future or go back in time?
Ooh,
Oh wow.
that's one of those things where you gotta like pray to God.
Hold
too.
on, hold on. Now, can you make any decisions, or you only can witness?
Let's make it interesting. Let's say we can manipulate this. If you don't want to, you don't have to, but you definitely can.
Let's see this one. 'Cause
Yeah,
this
man,
one's
toast.
gonna be.
Toast to the real life.
Mm.
So I'd say to that, if I were to make any changes in my life, because here the way that I see it is that if you were to make changes to your life, you'd go into the past.
You change.
Yeah, no. So when you say you change, what does
You
that
change
mean?
the future.
No, you change the future, right? You change the future relatively, right? You change the future relatively. So you would go to the past with all your memories of your old future, and you have all your same, like, what's the word I'm thinking of? All your same your personality habits, right?
Mm.
So if I know the kind of person that I am, if I made changes to my past that would affect my future, that would require me to then change who I am fundamentally, right? And so what that would entail is just like, because what I would change, I'd start a business and like I'd stay in school. I
Get the winning lotto
am
numbers.
currently in school, but I left school for a bit because I blame myself for this. I started smoking weed and I stopped giving a fuck about school, so that fucked me up.
Don't blame the weed, nigga. You just had bad habits.
Did you not hear what I said? I said I blame myself for this, right? This man's not fucking listening.
No, but you put weed in there. There was no point in saying the weed.
Because I said I started smoking weed
Jason never
and I
listens.
stopped giving a fuck, but I blame myself, right? Because there are plenty of people who smoke weed and they still get shit. They
And-
just get their shit done. But I was one of those. I was one of the lazy bums, right? That smoked weed and just wanted.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, man.
the overdose on dopamine didn't motivate you.
Yeah,
It didn't help
exactly.
you.
So it didn't help. So I, the logical thing would say that stay in school, start my business at the time that I earlier instead of like now, and that would require me to make a grand shift in my life that I don't think I would be ready for because I lived as I did for as long as I did, and then got sent back to the past, right? And so I don't hate my living situation, right? Where as I am now, I kind of, right? I'm here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I made changes, I wouldn't be here, and I'm kind of fucking with what's going on.
Yeah.
So I don't think I change it. Now, in regards to the future, bro, if I had to choose between the two, I would do the past because seeing the future only fucks you up.
Oh,
Why?
yeah.
Yeah.
If you guys ever watched like That's So Raven, that show, That's So Raven, it's the future I can see. No, all right.
Yeah.
So the main thing with that show was that she would see the future,
Mhm.
try to prevent it, and it always end up
Still happened,
happening
yeah.
because of her actions, right?
Yeah.
So it becomes this issue. You see the future. Now, what caused that future?
Right.
Is it caused by you doing nothing, or is it caused by you trying to do
Interfere.
something? Exactly. So sometimes they become self-fulfilling prophecies no matter what choice you take,
Yeah.
right? So but again, if you could see the future, you'd be anxious, right? Imagine you saw that you fucking died. Then what? Do you really do nothing?
As I'm
right?
quoting Doctor Strange, if I tell you what happens, it's not going to happen.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Not verbatim, but
Or
know
it
what I mean.
could happen because of you trying to change what happened.
And I just
you
can't
know?
take the anxiety of that.
Yeah.
So that's why my answer, I would rather see the past. I
Would
want
you
to.
change anything?
No, I would not change a thing because I am glad, like, I'm happy to be the person that I am today. And if I can just go back in time and just be nostalgic and see how I used to be.
Damn,
They
bro,
just
I'm gonna-
little me playing with dolls
You
or
know-
running around, smoking weed for the first time. Man, those are the good old days.
You know, I think I would appreciate some things a bit
A bit more,
more.
right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Certain things I just appreciate it more.
like a
I know,
Hallmark movie.
I would be like, damn, I know that like in like a week or a month or so, this fucked up shit's gonna happen, but let me just
Yeah.
fucking vibe.
here I
now,
am,
yeah.
happy in the
No,
moment.
yeah.
Sometimes you even tell yourself that right now. You're like,
No,
"Dude,
yeah.
let me just enjoy the moment."
No, literally, like,
Mhm.
and this is gonna sound, this is gonna sound inappropriate or what have you, but like me personally, I like to use that line of thinking for sex. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Mm.
Like
What
when,
line?
Hold on.
like
what?
let me really enjoy what's happening right here.
Yeah,
You get what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, damn, I am in this chick right now. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Oh my God.
I like you really try to focus on all the
Oh
feelings
my
that you're
goodness,
feeling,
bro.
What?
so that when you're not having sex, you can go back to
That's
it.
a
and
problem because you
remember it.
probably
Yo,
come
my
quick
man,
then if you're really
I
in
love
it.
feeling
No,
it,
hey,
but
bro,
that's
here's the thing.
here's
the thing. I wish I could
that's
come.
not no,
What do you mean? What do you mean that's not
well-
normal? Enjoying sex? What do you mean?
Mm,
What?
No, I didn't say not enjoying sex isn't normal. But
What did you
you're-
say?
You're saying that
You don't
I'm making a more detailed recollection for
Where's
my
the
spank
orgasm,
bank.
guys?
You get what I'm saying? I'm making a more detailed recollection for my spank bank because there are periods.
Yeah, we go through dry.
Hold on, hold on.
Stuff, you know?
We're not gonna gloss over you saying
nah,
spank bank.
Spank bank. So you're telling me you will go back in time and be more passionate about the time you lay with a chick
And really
to
enjoy
reserve it
yeah.
in the memory bank so you
Uh-huh.
can beat your meat.
Yes.
What's this show
Yes.
called?
No, what is wrong with you?
Guys, help me out. What's the name of the show?
So you're telling me you've never, while masturbating, thought about the one time you were plowing a chick and you're like, damn, that shit was so dope.
Stop, because
And-
there's the name of the show where it's
Honestly,
like
on
it
my
teaches you a
life, As I
lesson.
look at you, no.
No, then you are
Guys,
an
help me
outlier
out.
because men have spank banks. That's what it's called, a spank bank. A recollection of the times you had sex.
I don't watch
hell-
porn. I
Yeah,
just think
but-
about my
but-
exes.
But
Okay.
No, I'm gonna Google this right now because
well.
wait, explain the
to-
show. I
to-
might be able to tell you.
To that
I'm trying to look it up. I think it starts with a B.
I'll be honest with you.
That really
Do you
narrows
want
it
to go
down.
back in time?
God damn
or
it.
Do you want to look at it?
Anyways, no, okay, because the show is based. It's not a plot, but Miley Cyrus was definitely in it for one episode.
Black Mirror.
Yes, Black Mirror. Oh my god, thank you so much.
This
It
nigga
just you
said
got me.
tickle, that
No,
turns
but
things
there's an episode where people have like these like contact lenses
Oh, the
in
memory,
their eyes.
yeah.
The memory, and there was a scene where there was a couple and they were having sex. But if you see them, the guy's literally just humping her and they're literally just doing this, like they're
Yeah,
just
they're like so,
dry
like,
humping,
es-
but they're recollecting their old sex
essentially what the
days.
thing was is that modern technology evolved to a point where you're able to save all your memories to an
And just
external
relive them,
device
yeah.
Yeah.
that's like implanted into your neck.
Mhm.
And people just use that throughout their daily life. So like crime goes down because you can fucking just see what happened. Or, like you can
But
always
if-
relive
if-
every
if I-
memory.
if I may tackle
Yeah.
that, because I'm not against you.
Yeah.
But you have to understand how my mind works,
Yeah.
right? If you're gonna tell me you have a spank bank of previous women that you've been with, that's like almost borderline obsession.
Wait, are we
No,
talking about mental
I
or
don't
are we
think so.
talking about like an actual phone?
I'm not obsessing over the women.
I know you're not obsessing, but I say it's a borderline because you're stagnant on somebody that you already been with. And I feel, and this is, I'm not ridiculing, just me as a man, is if I want to go, I go hunt and I'll get with somebody else.
No, but
I'm not going to revert.
Jay,
back
you're not
to
wrong,
past
but everybody.
I'm not ridiculing.
But listen,
I'm just saying.
Everybody has a dry spell. Everybody goes. Okay, not everybody, because there are people who are above that.
But a dry spell is usually by choice.
Not always.
No, I have to be real. Okay, number one, you're a girl.
No,
you can. Let's be okay. This is where I'm going to be me right now.
But Jay,
let me just say it. You're a girl. You know damn well if you go on your phone right now, niggas is ready to tap that ass and make you fucking.
You don't have anything in this one. I'm sorry.
You can't say
this one. Yeah.
Two,
I'm gonna tap on you guys for just a second.
Dry spells are not usually by choice. Maybe in your experience,
but what I'm saying is
the reason why. Oh, that was the.
All right, that was the timer.
Yeah. Well, real quick,
we'll wrap it up.
If I could honestly, I would not go to the future because honestly, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about the future. I live for the moment. And the only reason I would go to the past is I have lost so many people that I loved that I would see
really
them again
appreciate
and spend my time with them and take the time that I wish I did with them.
Oh, yeah.
So as far as the future is already set. I don't care. That's going to happen. I don't control that. But to go back into the past, would I change anything? Hells no. Even throughout everything, I'm blessed to be here, and it's made me the man I am.
Bro, you know, I think you could even, if you went back to the past and you weren't planning on changing anything, you could live your life with like a sense of like kind of like immortality. Because if you know what's gonna happen, you'll just fucking like you'll just fuck around, but you'll do things that won't change things too drastically, and you'll be able to like.
Nah, I wouldn't change anything.
Move. No, I'm saying like. You'll do slight things, but not in a way that affects the main timeline.
But that's difficult.
Like instead of drinking water with your right hand, drink it with your left in that moment.
That would have changed everything.
Well, in his case, use your right hand is to masturbate instead of your left.
Yeah, I get. But again, so spank banks are real because listen. I literally people go through dry spells, and so they think back on the feeling, the feelings that they went through, the sensations. That's what it is for me.
Well, I'll tell you this, Ben. What you're saying is I'm gonna spend 5 minutes to think about this girl, but after I do my thing,
she's gone.
I'm not thinking about her anymore. It's just a tool.
To me, it's like you're letting the person live rent free in your head. Like,
but literally
only for 5 minutes.
No, and again, like
I'm not against you. I'm trying to rationalize
what you're saying is because I've caught myself in regards to like. I've said this to myself. I've said this to myself before. I was like, damn, if this chick knew that I was masturbating to the thought of plowing her, she would get some sort of sense of satisfaction from that. But just in case you're reading my mind, I want you to know that it's not you. It was what the pussy felt like.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not you because we're done for a reason.
Right.
But it was that moment.
She wasn't your wife material.
Yeah, exactly. It was just that moment for the purely carnal satisfaction.
Post-nut clarity, absolutely. Well, really quick, I do struggle with regret. Yeah. There are things in my past that I do regret. I think people that say I don't regret anything, it's like, man, you're not really wrestling with the things in your life. And I do think everybody suffers with an element of anxiety. In other words, like what's going to happen in the future? Do I really have my things taken in order? Am I going to protect the people that I love? With that said, very similar to both of your answers. I just don't know if it's the same reason, but we get to the same destination.
Yeah. We all check out the same.
I wouldn't change anything because in my life, I'm really trusting God. And so whatever I've gone through, whatever it's in for with me, I'm like, I feel like God is
set in order already.
I'm trusting him. So
and the way that but for that, like there, and you don't have to necessarily be religious, but for me personally, like, I believe in God, and I think that whenever we go through things, it's for a reason. Now, people can, throw out and be like, oh yeah, my grandma died, I prayed to God. What was the reason for that, right? People, they give the excuses of these fucked up things happening and not knowing why they happened as for their reason to not believe in God, right? But it's like this. When things happen, you have to be able to find the lesson in those things happening.
Amen.
But I have to be
that's
real
what it's all about.
Sometimes in my experience, man, there's not a lesson to be learned. It's just to go through.
Well, here's the thing. really quick, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
Yeah.
really quick, what's more important, your feelings or truth?
Truth. 100% of the
So
time.
sometimes truth is gonna hurt your feelings.
It
Sometimes truth
honestly
will
is.
disappoint you.
Feelings
We'll never
is
know.
only temporary.
So
Yeah.
in regards to what you said, and like there is no lesson, you only have to go through it. That in
not
its-
all the time.
But listen,
sometimes.
that in itself is a lesson. I mean, it literally is.
What
you,
I'm
you-
saying-
you have to learn how to go on.
How to
You
endure.
know,
Well, what I'm saying to that is when I say there's no lesson, like certain shit that I gone through, me speaking personally,
yeah.
there was no lesson for me. It just is what it is. That's it.
Jay,
And I
but
take it
do-
for what it
But
is.
do you see how that itself is a lesson? Taking things at face value, being able to move on from things.
Yeah, I
Those
can
are-
see that.
Those are all lessons in their own right. You know, it doesn't have to be like some kind of like
Big.
yeah, right. It doesn't have to be like a thing that you can just like like
Because even to
condense.
think
Yeah,
to think that, oh, if I'm going through this, it's because I'm gonna get something out of it,
yeah.
is a sense
it's
of
not even that.
entitlement.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
even
Well,
that.
what makes you think you're entitled? What do
'Cause-
you deserve?
Because like the
Mm.
only thing that you should be expecting to get out of it is just to become a better person, or at least try to do it in a way to where you can either like avoid it or like have a better time going
Yeah.
through it for like the
I
next
think
time.
one of the things that suffering and loss does for all of us is that I can look at someone like you or you and say, I know what it feels like to lose. I know what it feels like to hurt.
Mm.
That's what connects us. Like,
It does.
more than happiness.
Misery needs company.
Yeah, you're like, dude, I get it. You're
Yeah.
going through it.
Like, bro, we all fucked up.
Like,
yeah.
in this day and age, and it happens to a lot of us, where we meet someone who shares the same trauma as us, it hits different because it's like, and then
Yeah.
that's when the dark humor hits
Because
in,
you're not
because then
alone.
because you're
Yeah.
not alone, and then you start making a joke out of it because it's like, you know what, it's not funny, but it is kind of funny. You know what, I'm glad we're suffering together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys want to wrap this up?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Close us out, Nate.
All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in this episode. And thank you, Jason, again, for letting me host this week's episode. Again, this week I hosted this podcast because it was my birthday. And I want to give a big
Let's
shout out
give
to
a-
everyone here.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Nate.
happy birthday, girl. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Round of applause. Round of applause.
No.
Thank you so much. But yeah, we will see you guys next week for another juicy episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe if in case you guys want to tell the audience where to find you on your socials. Jason,
You already know me, Logic 142, your gearhead himself.
Sylvester.
You're gonna find me on the podcast. I don't
Yeah.
I'm not out here.
You already know it's your boy Sir Daniel. It's Daniel with a D. You already know what it is.
Don't find me on social media.
Boom.
Anyways, thank
Fuck
you
with it.
so much, guys, for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week. This is One Thing's for Sure.
Two
things for certain.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let him know.
Sir.
Nigga, there's no such thing as a dry spell.
Oh
They
my
exist.
God.
Nah.
Yeah,
How,
you know,
Sway?
like, yeah, tell me how, Sway.